Okay, it's recording. So I quickly just wanted to go over the difference between codominance and incomplete dominance through some examples using cats. So codominance is when no allele can block or mask the expression of another allele. So what that means is neither the black or the white cat are going to be dominant over the other. Both of the color of the cats are going to be expressed. So just looking at our genotypes, for the white cat, it's just going to be WW, and we usually use a letter that associates to the trait that we're looking at. So white, W, that's why we're using white for this cat. For the black one, it's just going to be BB, and that is for the same reason black starts with B, so we're just going to say that it is BB. So here is just a setup of our Punnett square. We're going to actually cross the white and the black cat. So these two cats are going to mate, and we're going to see the type of offspring that they will get. So on our Punnett square, we have the white cat genotypes on the top, and on the side, we have the black. So using our law of segregation, we're going to get a black and white cat, and this is my cat, Roslyn. So her genotype is going to be BW. The next offspring is also going to be a black and white cat, another black and white cat, and lastly, another black and white cat. So just looking at our genotypic and phenotypic ratios, all of the offspring's genotype is going to be 100% BW. So that is its genetic makeup. That is what we're going to see in its DNA that produces that phenotype. The phenotype is what we physically see, so all of the offspring are going to be 100% black and white cats. Now, if we wanted to cross two black and white cats, so their genotype is going to be BW, and we're crossing it with another black and white cat whose genotype is BW. Got our Punnett square again. We have their genotypes on the top, so BW, BW, and using the law of segregation, so each of these offspring are going to get one allele from each parent. We're going to get a black cat, so this one's going to have a genotype of BB. We are going to have a black and white cat, so BW. We're going to get another black and white cat, and this one is going to be BW as well. And then lastly, a white cat, which is WW. And just looking also again at our genotypic and phenotypic ratios, 25% or 1 out of 4 of these offspring are going to be black. So that genotype is BB. 50% or 2 out of 4 are going to have the genotype BW, so we see that here. And then lastly, 25% of the offspring are going to be white, showing the genotype WW. And again, the phenotypic ratio is what we physically see. So we could physically see 1 out of 4 of these offspring, or 25% are black, 50% are black and white, and 25% are white. Now, incomplete dominance is much different than codominance. This is when two codominant alleles in a heterozygote blend to form a phenotype intermediate between those of the two homozygotes. So what that means is that neither of these are, again, dominant to each other, but in this case, they're going to produce a blend of the two colors. So what we would expect to see is all of their offspring being gray instead of showing black and white. So once again, we're going to breed a white cat with a gray cat. starting off with our Punnett squares, we have the BB, the alleles and the genotypes are going to be the same, but what is being produced, what we physically see, is going to be a lot different. So we are going to get a gray cat that's going to have the genotype BW, another gray cat, another gray cat, and another gray cat. So 100% of the offspring, when you're looking at something that's incompletely dominant, it's going to be a mix between the two parents, and all of those offspring are going to be that mix, that blend. So we're going to see gray. If we want to cross two gray cats, so like we said before, their genotype, their alleles are going to be BW and BW. So again, on the top we have one that's BW and BW. Through our segregation, the first offspring is going to be a black cat because we're getting that B allele, so their genotype is going to be BB. Next, we're going to have a gray cat. Their genotype is going to be BW. Another gray cat having the genotype of BW. And lastly, we're seeing that white cat again with the genotype WW. And looking at that genotypic and phenotypic ratio again, 25% is BB, 50% we see 2 out of 4 is BW, that's the gray, and then 25% is white, and they have that genotype WW. So I hope that helps to clarify the difference between codominance and incomplete dominance. Make sure you practice your Punnett squares and really read the questions. And usually you'll see little hints of mixing. If you see a question where you have a purple flower and a white flower that's producing a lilac color, you should know that that is incompletely dominant and go from there. So I hope that helps and clarifies things.